All right, welcome back. I have a question here in my inbox that's probably going to pertain to a lot of people, especially those first starting out. Darren writes, "Hey Fred, I listened to the program which has some amazing information. Thank you. Unlike the ancestral ritual, there wasn't really a full ritual outlined, open to close for servitor creation. Aside from the focused visualizations and implements surrounding the sephirots and planets, and the other explicit instructions, does it matter how I open or close the ritual? I've only been practicing for about a year and was hoping to better understand how I would close out the ritual. Thanks again for your wonderful product and content." You are most welcome. Yeah, the reason I don't include a full ritual outline is because not all rituals are created equal. Like, let's say, for instance, in the God Forms program, where you can do that magic really anywhere, you have no need for an opening and a closing and a circle when you're on the go. You're not going to be able to do that anyway. And that's just one example out of many rituals that I could cite. But if you're at home and you're doing these rituals in your sacred space or temple, in those instances, unless otherwise specified, I tend to use the following format. 1. Cast or declare your magic circle. This can take many forms, but it's advised that beginners use something physical. Adepts can just imagine the circle around them, but they probably have something more permanent in place. You could even use a length of rope, and I have linked to that video before. Just look up pocket circle, although the video is quite old and the channel has been abandoned for quite some time, so it may not yield in the search results. But to cast your circle, you would put that circle down physically and then trace around it with your thame, wand, or even pointing your finger at it, moving clockwise, east to east, while saying, "I cast this circle in the name of the Most High as a space between the worlds where all things are made possible through mine and thine will. As above, so below, as within, so without." This is declaring that the space inside the circle is sacred and that your will is now combined with the will of the Most High. It's a misconception that the circle is just for protection. It is not just for protection. It is also for authority, the authority of God, who says, "I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end." Pick any spot on that circle and it's the beginning and the end. So that is the first step. Cast your circle. Then we do our preliminary rituals. These are the core rituals such as the Kabbalistic cross, the lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram, banishing ritual of the hexagram, analysis of the keyword, the middle pillar, the bornless ritual, etc. Now, I'm not going to tell you which ones you should do. That is up to you. Every ritual is going to be different, and everyone's skill level is going to be different. Some people may not have done some of these rituals before, and they may not have progressed far enough to be familiar with the bornless ritual, or some of the others. And that's why I don't include preliminary rituals in my programs, because it is assumed that you're going to include the ones that you're familiar and have experience with. And there may not even be a need to do some of those. It's all going to be different. I mean, I don't circumambulate around the circle as a preliminary ritual of piercing the veil unless it involves spirits in some way or manner. And not all rituals are going to have need of that. So this is the biggest question mark of the entire process, is what preliminary rituals are you going to include, if any? Then after that, we come to the main ritual. And this is going to be the purpose of the entire thing. This is going to be what is included in my programs, that you follow the instructions of the main ritual. Once you have completed that, then you give license to depart to any spirits that may have been attracted to your ritual and trapped in some way, and you say out loud to them, "Any spirits that may have been trapped by this working are now hereby released, and must return to your homes and habitations, harming none along the way, neither man nor beast, but be ready to come when called again, and peace be with thee. In the name of the Most High, Amen." I've been saying it for so long, it's just habitual. And then, after that, we get to sealing the circle. And you do this by traversing counterclockwise around the circle, pointing at it as before, with your thame, wand, or finger, from east to east again, just in the opposite direction, while saying, I hereby seal the circle in the name of the Most High and now return to the mundane world from which I came, while visualizing it closing, like a big seal is placed over it. And with that completed, your ritual is now finished, but you have one step left to go, and that is forget about the ritual entirely and put it out of your mind the best that you can, because you want it to come to pass. So that's typically what is required to manifest, is putting it out of your mind. And you can help with this by preparing ahead of time to have something else ready to go that's going to require your attention, like another project, something else to work on to keep you busy, so that you can let go of what you have just done and keep your mind off of it. And that is the anatomy of a typical ritual. And yes, I did type out the entire response to Darren. This is why emails take sometimes a long time to get through, because you never know if one's going to take 2 minutes or a half hour or more. So when I get questions that I think other people may ask also or can benefit from, it's just a good idea to make a video so I could just send that in response instead of typing out the whole thing. Now, is this everything that's out there? No, there's other things that you can do, but this will suffice for most people's needs, and probably about 90 to 95% of all the stuff that I do. It will definitely be enough for anything that's included in my programs, unless otherwise stated. Now, if you're going to do something more advanced, such as Goetic work and summoning rebellious spirits, then your process is going to be a lot more involved. It's going to require a lot more specific things, including like fasting for 3 days. But nothing in my programs goes that far, at least not yet. So to recap, 1, cast your circle. 2, preliminary rituals. 3, the main ritual. 4, license to depart. 5, seal the circle. And 6, forget about the ritual entirely. That is the format of any rite, spell, or ritual that you may be doing that isn't part of its own system, is probably the best way of putting it. And that will about do it. I want to keep it short and to the point so that anyone with the same question, I can point them straight to this video. I want to thank you for joining me. Visit mindandmagick.com for the programs mentioned in this video, and I will see you next time. Take care.